let's continue our discussion for midterm. So this will be the very first lesson for midterm, which is choosing your career. We've already done discussing the introduction for career development. I've already done also discussing how to manage your career or your own career. So now I will be delivering or I will be discussing how you can choose your perfect career that is suitable to yourself. So before we will go on to the topics or terminology that we will be learning or we will be discussing for this day, let me allow me to share the objectives or the goals of our today's discussion. So the very first goal is to identify clearly the career that you will took. Next, you will be discussing what is career development, which is I've already discussed. And third one is to distinguish the stages of the career development, assessing self, finding career opportunity, setting goals in personal and professional life, goal setting, action planning, periodic evaluation of performance. So that was the goal, or at the end of the session, or at the end of the discussion for this morning, for this day, sorry, to be exact, we will be you will be learning all of this. You will be knowing if you choose the correct career that is suitable to yourself, or you are now in the midst of to learning to be fit with your own career. So with that, this is 7 steps on how you can begin to choose a career by, of course, following the steps. So how to choose a career? I have here seven absolutely very very correct pattern on how you can choose your fit career or the career that is suitable to you. First and foremost in the line is perform a self-assessment. Second, identify your must-haves. Third, make a list of a job to explore. Fourth, research jobs and employers. Fifth, get training if you need it. It is optional, and update your resume. Six, find and apply for jobs. And seven, continue growing and learning. So all of the steps we will be discussing it one by one. So let's start on the first one. The very beginning of everything, perform a self-assessment. So what you're gonna do with this kind of stage or this kind of step? Before making any important decision, of course, it is a good idea to take time for self-reflection. Choosing a career is no different. In the steps, you'll reflect on what kind of work environment you want to be in, what type of work you enjoy, or who you want to work with, and more. So this time, by the statement itself, it eventually explains that before anything, before making a decision, before choosing a certain career, you have to take look with yourself. You have to make time to yourself to know yourself better. Okay, to reflect everything, to reflect if this kind of career or if this kind of job is suitable to you, if you want this kind of situation or stage, or if you want this kind of job, then go on. If this job is or career is fit to your capabilities, you have to reflect first. Self reflection is the first one you have to do in performing self assessment. Next, as you're reflecting, you may want to write down your notes. This can be helpful references as you're evaluating job description later on. Yes, of course, at the end of the day, at the day goes by, you will learning something. You will learn something about yourself na hindi mo pa alam. You will be knowing that this is my capabilities. This is one of my skills that is very suitable in my career that I've been chosen. With that, you can take note all of that so that you can you can make it again and again. You can look at again and again. You can look at again and again with the notes that you have na these skills that I have, this is my strength, this is my weaknesses, and this strength would lead in my chosen career, and this weakness is not suitable in my career. So meaning to say, I will be going to the strength that I have, 'di ba? Hindi naman sa pagpili ng career is a weakness ka eh. No, you have to go to your strength. So since I am strength, since I am good at it, so I will be go with this path, 'di ba? So you will be, as you reflect something about yourself, you can take note along the way. Okay? Next, here are few questions. Here are a few questions to get you started. Try not to dwell on the question, but rather write down the first thoughts that come to mind. If you're not sure of some answers, trusted friends or family may be able to give guidance. So, in this statement, along the way naman kasi you will be encounter some problems or questions that somebody asks you, or you will be answering some question. So with that, if you cannot answer it, basically you can call some trusted friends or family that can be able to guide you along the way. So in taking or in performing a self assessment is not only by yourself. Yes, literally, um to be exact, it is about yourself, but along the way you can encounter some difficulties or some problems or some questions. So with the help of the trusted families or friends that you have, they can enable to guide you along the way. So it is just a guidance naman eh. It is just not to help you, not to help you to everything that you've done in the self reflection. No, they are there to guide you in those questions that you have, those questions that you've encountered. So that would be the first step in choosing your career. You have to perform a self assessment. With that, aside from that, with that, we will undergo now, you will encounter some self-assessment question to consider. So this is the questions that I've been telling to you a while ago, that if you cannot answer the questions, you can eventually ask for your trusted friends or family to guide you. So these are the questions. What are the key values? What are your key values, to be exact? So financial, example answer, financial stability, helping others, or independence. So these are the questions. So with this part, I will let you to answer these six questions, to be exact. You have to give your answer, or you have to pass it on or you can message me directly after you watch this video. You can message me on the Facebook, on my Facebook account directly after you watch, kasi later on I will not be giving you a virtual discussion, because I will just finishing your grades pa, because I have 46 students to be exact in PD. So I prepare a pre-recorded video for you to be easily watch my my discussion. So after you watch, you will answer the six question. So I have example answer this one. Dapat hindi pareho na ha. Okay, for the number 2 question, what soft skills do you possess? So this, you can encounter this question on the performing your self assessment, on self reflection. Kasi these are the question that I've been talking about, that if you cannot answer it directly, you can ask for your trusted friends or families to guide you in this certain question. So what technical skills do you possess? For number 3, what natural aptitudes do you have? 5, what your personality like? And 6, what are you interested in? So I want you to answer it. You can write it in your yellow paper, or you can type it eventually on the chat box that when you will send your answer. Okay, write the question and write your answer. Okay, you have to put self-assessment question to be considered in performing self-assessment. Okay, I hope I hope na naintindihan nyo yung instruction ko. Okay, so that would be for the performing self-assessment. So after perform self-assessment, you will go now on identifying your must-have. So Next, take some time to identify your must-have. What are those in a job? This can range from anything like salary or travel to benefits and location. It might be helpful to return to the question answer activity when recording what you can be flexible with when it comes to your career. So, identify your must-have. What are those you need in a certain job? So your if the job that you will be taking, or if the career that you may be taking is suitable with your needs, not only with the skills and capabilities that you have, but also with your needs. Benefits, check, dapat, kailangan, alam nyo. And of course, the very important, the salary. Okay? These are the question. Do you need to earn a certain salary? Do you require certain benefits like specific healthcare coverage or certain amount of time off? Could you take a job that involved travel? Do you need to work in a certain location? Do you require any sort of flexibility to work from home? Do you need to adhere to specific job title or level? Are there certain tasks you need to do or do not want to perform? Is there a certain work environment you cannot operate well in? So this is particularly the questions on how you can identify your must-have. So in this question, I will not give you this one. Yun yung perform self-assessment lang kasi you are in the midst of your career. So meaning to say, you are learning pa. You are not in the situation that you are be looking on a job. So later on, ipapasagot ko sa inyo ito basically on the finals of this quarter. Kasi in that time, you will be acting like, for example, you are done now with your bachelor degree and you are now licensed medical technology, and we will be reenacting a interview. You are an applicant and I am your the one that you are asking, that will ask you some question in the interview. Okay? So we will be going to do that one in the final. So in accordance with the some questions. Okay? So you will be encountering all of this in identifying your must-have. So as I've said, not only suitable in your skills or in your capabilities, but also suitable with your needs. So you have to look forward on it. On taking a job, not necessarily that I have to apply with a certain institution kasi I am a medical technologist, so I am fit with this and my capabilities is right here. But you have to look also with your needs, ha? Always remember that one, that in applying a certain institution, dapat kailangan alam mo din that you know that this institution is very good in terms of giving a high salary, right? Let's be honest, all of that. In reality, all of us wants to have a high salary, right? So, in that, you have to fit your capabilities, your skills in that kind of salary, right? Kailangan mo rin ibagay that you have this so-called masunurin, masipag in the workplace, laging early. You have to prove to the institution na tama ang pag-hire nila sa'yo at pagbigay sa'yo ng malaking sahod. Okay? So always remember that one. So after you perform a self-assessment, you have to identify your must-have or your needs. And of course, take a look with this one. With this, I have a statement here. Remember me. It is important to know what you need from a job ahead of time. Yes, that is actually correct. For example, if you need to earn a consistent salary, you may want to avoid freelance work. Once you've determined you must have, you can use the research phase to determine jobs that might not work for you. Okay? Kaya nga sinabi ko, along the way, looking for a job not only with the skills and capabilities but also with the needs of you. Okay, for you not to have this so-called a fit, and for you to have this so-called encouragement that you have to do this so-called job well. Why? Because you know na lahat ng benefits dito sa institusyon na ito ay gusto mo. 'Di ba? Ay karapat-dapat para sa natapos mo, 'di ba? Let's take a look with the reality. Ganyan naman talaga. If you are a licensed medical technology, you have to look with the hospital that can give you a high salary. But we cannot say naman na in the first job kailangan ganun agad-agad. No. Kasi we are always on the 2 years experience, okay? Let's take a look with that part. Lagi in the Philippines, I don't know, I think in the certain all of the certain businesses, dapat lumalaki yung salary natin in depends upon the experience that we have. So basically, if you are new employee, so you have to ano, alam mo nang mabibigay sa'yo is in the low part, ma'am. Pero along the way, tataas naman yan. So, aside, kaya nga sinabi ko, kapag a-apply ng trabaho, you have to look for the institution that is favorable with your needs. Okay? In favor sa'yo. Okay? And, dapat suklian mo rin yon ng pagkagana sa trabaho. Right? You have to boost that you have to prove them that you are very very fit in this job, that hindi sila nagkamali to choose you as a medical technology in a certain hospital kasi you are good at it. So not only with the capabilities but also with your needs, okay? So these are the list of jobs to be explored. Use your network. Do you know friends or colleagues with jobs that seems interesting? It is very understandable in this time that we have a referral or references, di ba? In applying a certain job, you will look with a friend. You will look with the references. Like for me, like for example me, in the institution Dr. P. Campo, I graduated from University of Mindanao, Davao City. It is very very, but my location or my address is Cotabato City. But if I know Dr. P. Ocampo in a page in a Facebook, but mas alam ko siya because I have a cousin here. So referral, use your network, check. I've already done that one because after graduate in Davao City, I go here in Cotabato City, then apply a job, then I actually go around in the different university here and the different school here. But Dr. P. Campo is my fixed choice. Why? Because my cousin is here. So meaning to say, I use my network. I have some relatives or colleagues here that can give me some information about the institution. Okay, so use your network is very important. Okay, always remember that one. Next, find interesting industry. Is there a particular industry that seem appealing? Are you naturally drawn to particular category of work like design, fashion, business, or education? Think about friends, family members, or acquaintances who have a compelling or attractive jobs. So here, let's go again with the example with myself. Find interesting industries, even though I know some university and I go some university. I gave them my resume and application letter. But my fixed choice is Dr. P. Ocampo because I already know some information about the school. I've already know the benefits about the school and I've already know about the salary. But with I gave a lot of application letter and resume for as in case that I did not got the job in Dr. P. Ocampo, I have some leftovers. Like for example in food, 'di ba? You have some leftovers in case na hindi mo na, in case na hindi ka natanggap, or in case na wala kang makain mamaya, you have some leftovers. It's like a food. So for me, I do that one for me na in case of something happen or in case that I did not get the job in Dr. P. Ocampo, I have like for example, another choice. Okay. So, but my fixed choice is Dr. P. Ocampo, which is you find interesting industries. So I find that the businesses, all of the benefits here is good for me. So I actually go in this institution. Identify things you enjoy doing. Are there any activities or tasks that make time pass quickly? This can be anything from designing presentation to organizing information to working as part of a group. If you do enjoy designing presentation, for example, write down careers that might involve doing this work. So identify things that you will be enjoying doing. So what would be the part in the institution or the work in your workplace that you are enjoy with? So you have to look forward with that. So in taking kasi in knowing a certain institution or hospital, you have to background check with that. So lahat ng yan, no, all the information, kailan pinatayo ang hospital, who is the president of the hospital, you have to background check all of the institution that you will be applying. Okay? Kasi, but in reality, alam ko, all of the applicants did not know the institution. But in the correct or in the traditional way of applying something, you have to background check the institution. Okay? For you to know everything. For you to know that this institution will give you a satisfaction of what you need. Right? So, kailangan talaga mag-background check. Okay? Always remember that one. List your goals and values. Consider where you want to be in 2, 5, and 10 years. It is their particular title or level you want to achieve. Is there location you want to be in a certain lifestyle you want to have? Taking time to think. Okay, enlist your goals and values. Of course, you cannot say that I will, in this institution, we cannot say na dito na ako, 'di ba? So, lahat naman tayo have a dreams. Lahat naman tayo have a goals. We have a goal. I know one of you want to be a doctor itself, 'di ba? So, use the time or use this the situation that you have para mapatuloy yung goal mo. Okay? Para mapatuloy. Like for example, for me, I am actually enrolled now with my master degree, so I use my career here to supplement all of my needs in learning again a certain degree, in taking again a certain degree, 'di ba? So you have to not, hindi mo kailangan limitahan yung sarili mo na I am a licensed medical technology, so I will be medical technologies lang, 'di ba? All of us wants to be much more. Lahat ng 'yon. Gusto natin 'yan. Gusto natin maging doctor kasi you are medical technology. 'Di ba? We are planning to be a boss. 'Di ba? So, all of that, list your all goals. Wala namang mawawala if you dream. Wala namang mawawala with that eh. So, at least you are ready lang because all of your goals is already listed. Okay? Next is evaluate your strengths and talents. What are you good at? Whether you identify soft or hard skills. Determining your strength paired with things you enjoy can help you find career that sets you up for success. If you're good at organizing and interpreting data, and you might write down jobs like data analyst, computer scientist, or data scientist. Okay, this one, eventually it's our practice now to know our strength. As I've said a while ago, that in looking for a job and applying a job, you have to look for your strength. Alam ka naman weakness ang titingnan mo. You have to look for your strength, that if you are strength with this one, then eventually you are fit with the career or with the job that you have. So, all of us will practice this one. Ako, time to time, I will evaluate my strength eh. Kasi we cannot say that in our first year, I'm not good at speaking, di ba? In my first year, I'm not good at speaking. But along the way, because of the process which is called training, practice, along the way, I am good at speaking, at communication, di ba? So, you can evaluate your strength step by step, each day. 'Di ba? Each day, kung may natutunan ka this time, kahapon, yesterday, I did not know this one. But today, I've already done and I've already know this particular topic or this particular term. So, you have to evaluate yourself each day. Okay? So, all of us, we actually practice that kind of situation. So, next, we have research and narrow down your list. Okay, this is the third, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think so. Yes. Yes, this is the fourth one. Kasi I've already mentioned the third, make a list of jobs explore. Fourth would be research and narrow down your list. So day in the life, to get a better idea about whether a certain career might be a good fit for you. Look into what the day-to-day of each job looks like. One way to get a bit more detailed information on job is by browsing career paths, get example, job description, and common tasks and responsibility. You might also consider asking to shadow people in your network with jobs on your list. Okay, day in the life. Research and narrow down your list. That's what I'm saying a while ago, that you have to background check everything. So in this part, day in the life, you have to ask something. If you have a relatives or friends in a certain institution, you can ask them if what kind of job that they are having in that kind of institution. You can have a survey. Yan, that is actually the correct term. You can have survey. Kasi on dealing na ikaw na ang magtatrabaho, at least you are ready. At least you know already what you gonna do with the environment, what you gonna do with your job itself. Next would be the salary. Whether you have a specific salary requirement or not, it might be helpful to learn about average compensation. For the jobs you've identified, salary trends are a tool that let you see the trends in compensation for a specific job in different location. Enter a job title and you'll see the salary range in various cities and with the different employers. Of course, salary. Whether you want a high salary or low salary, you have to know the compensation of your job. You have to know kung ilan yung range ng job mo. In my days, I don't know in this year in this year 2022, but I think in 2018 I know that in medical technology the range of the job is 15,000 above. Hindi bababa na 15,000 ang sahod ninyo. So you have to know your compensation. You have to know your salary. Okay? Whether gusto mo ng malaki or hindi, kailangan mo pa rin alam kung saan ang range mo. Okay? And next, job requirements before choosing career, you will need to know what certification, degree, training, or other credentials are required. You might decide that fulfilling certain requirements isn't good fit for you, thus narrowing down your list to careers that are more suitable. So this is eventually pertaining on the career requirements before choosing your career. Of course, you have to have your credentials first. In applying a job, you cannot apply if you don't have your credentials. There are specific qualification in a specific job. So you have to do that one first before applying something, before applying a certain job. Okay? So let's go now on the growth opportunities. It is important to know if there is opportunity to growth in your chosen career. Means the availability you'll have in the career to advance, gain skills, and take on more responsibility. Read job description carefully to learn about job requirements. Growth opportunities is involved on the description of your job or the requirements of your job. So again, when we say growth opportunity is involving on your description of your job. And it is also involved with the job requirements, your qualification. So you have to know the qualification first in a certain job, and you have to know your job itself. Okay? So now, job outlook. Another key piece of information is how your selected job stands in the labor market. This includes data like hiring trends and job growth. Search for news stories about the industry or job title that interests you. You will want to give favor to jobs that have steady hiring and growth. So, a job outlook, basically, it's all about the stance of your job in the market, in the labor market. It is actually includes also the trends or hiring trends of the job. So you have to look outlook first. You have to look at on your job if it is in the trends nowadays or it is stands in the labor market. So I think so. Medical technology is not. I think so. It is actually correct that in medical technology is hindi talaga siya nawawala in the trends. We need health workers. Lalo na pa ngayon na we are suffering in pandemic, we need a health worker. Okay? And medical technology is in that kind of field. Get training and update your resume. Once you've narrowed your list down to one or possible two career paths, you will need to assess whether you need additional training or credentials. While some employers are willing to provide on the job training, others will look for candidates who are already possess their requirements. For details on specific job, carefully review the job posting. Pay attention to sections labeled requirements and education experience. Once you're determined that you are qualified for this career path, update your resume to reflect your relevant strengths and skills. It can be helpful to explore job posting to understand what employers in your industry and position are looking for in candidates. So, get a training and update your resume. For me, in my experience, in my year nowadays, I already get some trainings in the institution, and very, very thank you with this Dr. Pio Campo. The privilege that they gave me along the way, it is actually a good, very, very good that I have some trainings, particularly in my career, which is education. I have some certificates. So in the needs that I will be going to the government, wala na akong problema. I've already passed the 2 years experience, and I've already have my certificates, which is a lot. I have so many certificates pertaining in this institution. So that's why I am very thankful with the privilege that they gave me. And aside from that, I've already upgraded my resume. So at the end of the year, or not only at next year, and to God be the glory, or in by God's will, next year I will be having my masters. So my resume now will go up, will updated, 'di ba? So that will be the mean of the training or update your resume. So that is the good at it. 'Di ba? Along the way, along that your experience, for me in experiencing in teaching, lahat ng benefits I've already got. So that is get training and update your resume. Okay, that is a good example. Next, find and apply for jobs. You can begin looking for opportunities on Indeed on desktop or on mobile. To add filters, select the filter button. From there, you can set your search distance, job type, or full-time, either full-time or part-time contract, and experience level. Continue growing and learning. Yan ang always natin. Continue, not pababa, but pataas. Continue growing and learning. Here are a few steps to keep in mind as you step into a new career. Make the most out of your first year. So in a new job, it can be overwhelming to take in a new information. Learn the industry and become an established member of the team. You might research how to succeed in your new role. Of course, you already have your first year experience. Meaning to say, your capabilities and skill is uplifted. Lahat ng yan. 'Di ba? Upgraded ka na. So, you have to look forward on how can you make it on in that stability. Kung paano mo stabilize yan lahat. Okay? Next, keep track of your goals. If you are feeling uneasy or unsatisfied in your career, it can be helpful to go back to your future goals. If your career no longer aligns with what you want in your future, consider shifting your tasks or looking for other roles that might be better fit. So, that's why I'm saying that you have your voice in yourself. You have your voice on decision making. So, meaning to say, if you're not happy with a certain situation, look forward to your future goals. Tingnan mo ulit kung bakit ka ba nandito. Go back to the question why you are here in this institution. Para yan, para gamit, para you have your the encouragement that you are be looking for, makita mo at mabalik mo yung kagustuhan mo sa pagtatrabaho mo sa isang institution, 'di ba? So go back to the question, bakit ako nag-apply dito? Go back to the question na why do I need this job? 'Di ba? Para mabalik lahat yung encouragement, i-encourage ang sarili na I have this kind of I have this job because I have this so-called goal. I have this certain goal. 'Di ba? So that is keep track of your goal. Next or lastly, pursue your interests. If there is a certain task, activity, or role you particularly enjoy, spend time developing and exploring those interests. Following what you enjoy and are good at can help you advance in your career and get the most out of your day-to-day role. So, pursue your interests in this time. Take a look with those tasks or activity that you can particularly enjoy. You can have this satisfaction of enjoyment. So take a look with that. So of course, you will in a certain workplace or in a certain job, makikita mo naman din talaga yung interest mo eh. And if that certain activity will catch your interest, then wag mo na bitawan yun. Ipagpatuloy, then of course, use that one to be your strength. So that is, pursue your interest. So that was the steps or, oh yes, the 7 steps that is very accurate pertaining on how you will choose your own career. So I hope in this topic or in this lesson, you are now in the enlightenment part. Na yes, I already choose the career na suitable sa akin. This is my correct career, my chosen career that is fit in all aspects of myself, 'di ba? Dapat after this discussion makasabi kayo na I'm in the correct path. Okay. So that's it. That is our lesson for midterm, first lesson for career development. So don't forget your tasks. You will be sending it to me after you watch the discussion, the self-assessment questionnaire to be considered. So I will assume and I will wait with those answer basically after our time today, 3:30 or hanggang mamaya na, 12 midnight. Hindi na sana siya magpabukas, pero kung meron pang magbukas, up to 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay? 8 o'clock in the morning lang ang task. Okay? So if you have question clarification, you can ask me on GC or direct message me on Messenger. So have a nice day everyone and thank you very much.